Welcome to Gestalt Poetry Open Mic for June 2024. Thank you all for being here. We are blessed to be together in this safe space now. The summer solstice and full moon are here, so it's truly summer. In contrast, the world around us is also human nature, which is fraught with violence, tragedy, lies, manipulation, as well as true heroes and leaders. None of us are perfect, but whole and part of the oneness. May we speak truth to power. Now, I'm so excited to host our feature poet, Ike Waltz, today. I will introduce him and then he'll go first, and then we'll have our open mic. And I have the list of the fellow poets in the chat. If you're not on there, just let me know and I'll add you to the list. Okay. Ike Waltz enjoyed a twofold career as a ballet dancer and as a U.S.-based international electronics industry consultant, U.S. citizen since 1995. He studied fine art and industrial design at the Royal College of Art in London. After the events of 9/11, he began to write and perform about what he saw. Ike lives in Santa Cruz, California, and has published 9 books. Visit his website at www.f-artstatements.com. Now, please unmic and welcome Ike Waltz.
Good afternoon, Nashville, where music is its universal language. Good afternoon, Amy. Good afternoon, poets. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm Ike Waltz, born in Germany, grew up in the UK. 1984, I immigrated to Rhode Island, of all places, but spent a lot of time in Japan and finally escaped to California, becoming a US citizen in 1995. Since 1987, I live with my wife, the painter Sheila Halligan-Waltz, in Santa Cruz, California. Since 2014, I've written approximately 800 plus poems, and I'm a constant reader at Cobalt Poets Los Angeles, New Eurekan, New York, Gestalt Poets Nashville, or Beehive, UK, Reach Arts, Massachusetts, Bay Area Poetry Center, Berkeley, Poetry Exchange, San Jose, Poetry Center, etc., etc. After various careers in business, classical ballet, engineering, sculpture, and poetry, let me make you familiar with my idea of a melodious poetry. Today, I present to you only 4 pieces: The Bold Raven, Mirror, Mirror, An Italian Dinner, and Cossack. Once I was fascinated by the Scottish ballad, that seemingly endless flow of drama, intertwined with obscure reality, history, and surrealism, where the soft darkness at the underside of our soul mixes so freely with the cold darkness of a drizzly November night. The Bold Raven. Son, what have you done to you? He gave you life, a crown, an orb, and a scepter. Why don't you talk to me? Son, what have we done to you? You took the regalia, I became the bold raven, and I gave my life when I rescued you. To forgive, a word so hollow, to forget a life of sorrow. Why don't you talk to me? Eyes and ears say no. Why don't you talk to me? I don't bother God, but somebody needs to open up to me. There is a bold raven high on a utility pole. somewhere inside the darkness of light. What do I see? Nothing. What do I hear? The raven in me responding. Son, I say, I can hear you. Son, I say, I am near you. Son, I say, it took a long time to see you as you are. It took a long time to be near you. Your call was coming like a song, a short day, a long night. A dead raven suffers in its fluffy feather bed, wilting, alone. I drown in laughter, I drown in sadness. I'm divided about reality. I'm split about the little time we had, and all that through the middle of my splitting head. It's like a long winter night. Darkness surrounds my soul, candlelight enlightenment on the mend. I hide myself in a bundle of despair. Yes, I was there, always for you. The raven, the bold raven demands, I want one eye of you. I want a little life of you, so that the other eye can see what I add of you. It's time to follow me. It's time to swallow you and tar your mind with these black feathers of mine, the remaining shine of my dwindling past. Take my bold point of view. Watch me suffer, so you can understand to listen to you. Conveniently, now I caught up with me, so I like you to rip that other eye and let you feel the last joy I have eating something of me, giving birth, the right I never knew. The raven pecked and pecked and pecked that one eye he swallowed, my point of view now undivided, a rush of love I feel for you, but I kept insanity, freedom, that's all I see. The bold raven calls for me, he is waiting and time is not forever free. Do stare into my hollow mind through that blooded hole, but I cannot forget anything and all. Now he flashes that surgical knife to cut into my white man's breast and serve me as turkey delight. And and whoever else wishes the day would come to shut me up. Little pieces you can chew from that perfect cunning poetry stew. In the shadow of my alone, the raven pecks my aged bones. Let me shred your last dream. How homesick have I been? And my drained heart will say, Immigrant, let's dance. For the last time, let our Milky Way shine and advance. The bold raven has spoken. Not too soon, not too soon. The bold raven hides in a glistening garden, hanging from a toothless summer tree, with no life, lifeless. And he keeps screaming nothing that I can understand. But he repeats, repeatedly. Son, please speak to me. Yesterday, only yesterday, the grim reaper delivered pretty flowers to me. Not too soon. The bold raven hides in a cold winter night, bleak in black, on top of a utility pole, and keeps screaming at me, can I eat you? Can I tear you apart? And at best, can I shred your dried up breast? I can see feathers flying in a display of aspirin belief. Try to numb your ears with fingers stuck into your head, all so painfully insane. Do what you have to do. Strip that black feather coat. If it only could chop your head, bold raven, but nothing can intercept the darkness, the lonely state of a tortured mind. Dear bold raven, I shot pellets into your life. I got a hit, and you lost a leg. I'm not giggling, not anymore. It was a short-lived hunter's pride. I keep remembering that day, that gun, a game, what we called silly, juvenile fun. Time has come. I stopped listening. I fell over, face down, almost dead. I'm waiting for my time, hope never to arrive, so I can claim life forever mine. I lit a candle, flicker are my words. Thinking of you, son, I won't forget loving you. Take me to the garden, take me where the tulips bloom. Take me to the earth, claiming my body, where beauty is born in twilight inside my fertile misery, and thunder may strike my mind, waking new life, waking a new cycle of precious time. Now, since all is said, the bold raven calls, I am the night. Love is the door that opens tomorrow. So don't piss on my leg, the bold raven calls. I am the day, so don't kiss my ass, I say. I am the bold raven, and I was. I am my own curse, as all bad things end up lonely. Even forgotten is the unexplainable, the monotonous, that all forgiving dead. It's winter time, and I scream my message over an ancient communication line. Son, you turned into a man, and I became bold. Your children see me fragile and old. Son, rush your life. Don't soon enough. You will be dead. We would be the lucky ones once we can accept to die. Son, I hear the organ jubilating forgiveness. The choir is braying. Son, I'm near you. The gentle breeze will comfort us into eternal peace. Yes, it is a glorious, exciting thing to be alive. And that, it seems, is that repetitive tick and tock. Repetitiveness happens, and that every day, every time, and in between. May I share screen, please?
Yes.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Money's ambition takes your innocent body at 6 to a ballet school, and they train you to become a masochist. Music and all your time shape you into a classical line. Your reflection, the mirror à la barre. At 12, you walk into a rehearsal room to become the mirror's obedient tool. Just remember, you compete. There is a sequence of steps called choreography. At 14, you join the corps. Now on point, you do what you are told. Experience the tedium of rehearsing. Yes, they shower you with colorful costumes, showing off to all of you. With 16, you may become a soloist in the center of the stage. The light so high, and you do shine. You are now beautiful and become potentially divine. The conductor, the audience wants to breathe with you, and you and the music merging into a magic instrument that projects the ballerina in you. You are a breath of fresh air. Now that you are set free, you are professionally at age 17. You period and grand jeté, and yes, all crowned by these 32 mind-boggling fauteuils. You dance on a level way above human ability, defying gravity of that magnetic earthen floor. Brava, bravo, da capo, and so much more is the reward to feel so exuberating free. You are intoxicated, flowers, hugs, and kisses awaiting you. Once you felt the power of the stage, you became inadvertently a butterfly in a cage, controlled by the owners of the house where only money has its place, and critics indulge in fetishism, personal inadequacies of the bizarre. But for now, you are the media superstar. You buy that sexy sporting car. And then that day when you come home, the anticlimax sets in. You feel a deadbeat and just can't sleep. You binge alcohol and Valium. You are a zombie, the beginning of feeling alone. And when you wake, even you are still told that kiss, and that you are so ravishing and young, and your body in pain aches and screams. Your competition, now alternatives, the role once yours, now for share. Maturity creeps in, time calls out suicidal on your mind, telling you brutally that you reach the end of a butterfly's life. So, what does your body do now that your mind can comprehend why Romeo died for Juliet was not just another choreographed step? Now that you are deprived without a stage, without an audience, no more fans, no more kisses, flowers, and bravos. So, what do you do with your tired face when you clasp onto your own glorious past? No makeup, no rejuvenating supplements can bring back your dream, but love and pain reflecting deep inside the mirror of memories. And all you can see is a dwindling shadow of that long forgotten you. Yes, you are now so alone. Mirror, mirror on the wall, there was a day I had danced in front of you all. Dada Barocco e Spaghetti all'Arrabbiata, or Romeo and Juliet's Last Supper. This is my first attempt at creating video poetry. Is combining abstract singing, the spoken word, imagery, and the human weakness for keyhole voyeurism, all placed in a real non-AI compatible English graveyard.
Prosecco, Prosecco, Prosecco. Cin cin, cin cin, antipasti,
Formaggi dell'orto,
sei bella, you are beautiful,
stagionati le vongole,
mi rendi felice, you make me happy,
calamari carpaccio,
ti adoro, I adore you,
ah,
ti voglio bene, I love you a lot,
affettato
Baciami, kiss me. Scusi, cameriere. Vino rosso, prego. Il migliore, per favore. Vino rosso. Andiamo, andiamo.
Della mia vita.
You are the love of my life. Baciami, baciami. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. Insalata, insalata.
Misto de mare.
Sempre, ti penso sempre. Think about you.
Tricolore, tricolore, tricolore. Tricolore, tricolore, tricolore.
Pancetta, pancetta, pancetta. Mi piaci molto. I like you very much.
Parmigiano.
Ti ammiro. I admire you.
Alla siciliano.
Sono innamorato. Sono innamorato.
Sono innamorata.
I am in love. I am in love. Baciami.
Baciami. Baciami.
Primi piatti.
Fettuccini Alfredo.
Ti desidero. I want you. Solo tu mi capisci. Only you understand me.
Pene gratinate, ravioli della nonna, crespolini di zucca.
Sono pazzo, sono pazzo. I am crazy about you.
I am crazy about you. Baciami, baciami. Gnocchi, cassarecci, ravioli di mare.
Sono ubriaco. I am drunk with you.
Spaghetti misto mare, che belli del fattore.
Ti voglio baciare.
No.
I want to kiss you.
Pognonesse, popete, lasagna. Sposami.
Sposami.
Ti amo, ti amo. I love you.
I love you. Secondi piatti.
Buono alle mele, salti in bocca bene, bistecca del giorno.
Mi hai stregata. You have bewitched me. Bewitched me. Io sono tuo.
Io sono tua.
I am yours.
Gamborini alla diavolo, pepe verde.
Pizza. Pizza. Pizza.
Quattro formaggi, frutti del mare.
Molto carino.
E mascarpone capricciosa di Parme.
Formaggio.
Mozzarella gongosola, borrata pepato.
Ti voglio molto bene. Ti adoro. I love you very much. I adore you.
Casalina tirolese, scacciati, calmaneno.
Dolci, dolci, dolci.
Canestrelli, cannoli, cattuccini.
Sei così dolce. Ti amo. You are so sweet. I love you.
Cioccolatini, tiramisù, torrone, panettone.
Ti desidero. Ti voglio baciare. I want you. I want to kiss you. Espresso.
Ristretto, dorso, corretto, sospeso.
Mi manchi. I miss you.
Aperitivo, ti amo.
Ti amo.
Limoncello, amaro, mandorle, mite. Passito, andiamo, baciami.
Andiamo. Baciami. I always think about you. Hurry up. Kiss me. Non vedo l'ora.
Baciami, ti amo.
Sposami, sposami, sposami. Kiss me. I love you. Marry me.
And, can you hear me? Okay. And now the last piece called Gossec. Gossec. Big Pharma bombards us with a daily dose of pills we should swallow. Yes, we are talking about over 130 different pills per week and counting, each peddled multiple times. Ladies and gentlemen, let me cure you from annoying Hiccups, based on a gavotte by the French composer François Joseph Gossec, 1734 to 1829. Music performed by Suzuki Book One, Pills by Big Pharma. First time performed by the poet Ike Waltz today on a June 22nd. Inspired by Big Pharma's daily multiple tea ads, peddling pills for all the illnesses we should have. Side effects besides permanent hiccups are not mentioned, of course. And now we go for a musical piece.
At will I live allegra, okej. Presti botox provecto, okej. Kablai tatu pix and pimsilex, okej. 1, 2, 3, okej. Intivia, claritin, golo, okej. O Tesla, Colipta, Ozempic, okay. Exalti, Prolosex, Polygrip, okay. Masenra, Nexium, Frela, okay. Vifgat, Versinio, Sisal, okay. Rebelsus, Shingrix, Skyrissi, okay. So tic tu, so tic ta, Veosa, okay. Centrum, Chewy, Dexcom, okay. Divo, Tylenol, Astropro, okay. Coles, Retinol, Jardiance, okay.
That was it. So
Bravo,
that's the end.
bravo.
No more hiccups. Thank you, Amy. Thank you all for
you.
listening. Please visit our website, WWF-Art Statements. No, it's not part statements. It's fine art statements. And find my
Thank you
9
for the
books on
information.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, etc., etc. Thank you for
You have
listening.
wonderful books. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have many notes. Delightful and sobering, and I love your wordplay in the last one. The contrast between joy and despair, the inner relationships, the outer relationships, the keyhole. Oh my gosh. Spooky and mortal again, a beautiful contrast between life and death, the delight of life. The ballet, I can so relate from being a former dancer, the mirror and the stage and the product that the ballerina becomes, and the ravens, dark and visual and sweeping, and the inner world. So I just was just blown away by the whole thing. Thank you so much.
Ike Walls is an artistic and a creative visionary genius, and at the same time, he tells his story with elated charm of the griots of old.
I agree. Lovely words, Lantern. Thank you, Ike. Oh my gosh, that was brilliant. Thank you. Now we have Richard Harries.
Oh, right, thank you. I'm on various sort of challenge pages, and there's a brilliant young man called Daniel Kay who does accessibility arts, and this was one of his challenges recently. And I wouldn't have written it if it wasn't for the challenge. I was like that, you know, because it's something I wouldn't have thought of. And it's called The Happening. I never decided to write poetry. It kind of happened. I never decided to perform. It kind of happened. I stood on the stage, did my first piece, the love and reaction flowed. I was moved, the adrenaline flooded out. It had happened. I can only write to express emotion. It happens. When it's about sadness, anger, rage, depression, and desolation, that's when I am at my happening, at my best. The chemistry happens. Those poems decide to come themselves. It happens. So why do I write poetry, I ask? Mainly a release of emotion. So it's happening. Catharsis, such a blessed relief. Saves my sanity, maybe my life. It's happened. And I almost never use repetition, and it almost never works for me. So there you are. Now I've got thank you. I've got a couple of poems with trigger warnings because I'm having a really difficult time at the moment, and it's bringing back all sorts of bad memories. And so I tend to look at these poems that I wrote some time ago. And so the trigger is really about child abuse. Family meals together. So many are nostalgic about family meals together in the 50s and 60s. They wax lyrical about them. They give me nightmares, gothic, nasty nightmares. When my dad was away 6 months of the year, all was fine. Then he returned. Formal meals, both Saturday and Sunday, breakfast and lunch, especially Sunday lunch. Breakfast, Mum would cook, the six of us attended, sat round the table, got fresh, lovely food, and we waited nervously, apprehensively, for the bullying to start. And it did, every time. He picked on us, at least three of us. He went on about one sister having spots and looking awful, having no personality, another sister for being fat and troublesome, and me for not being a real boy, doing bad things like read instead of being out scrumping apples. One would burst into tears and fled the table, followed by two more. Another sister seemed to escape the bile, but then she was a tomboy and answered back. Mum, by this time, would be in tears. I hated those breakfasts and found out the local swimming bath, charming and Victorian, opened early both days. Got permission from Mum to go before the breakfast and escape them. I went every Saturday and Sunday on my bike, having grabbed some cereal or bread. Mum was happy I escaped the bullying. One plus was that I became the strongest swimmer, even becoming captain of swimming at school. Then the lunches were similar but worse. Gothic and horrendous. Mum slaved all morning cooking from scratch to have them turned into horrendous battlefields. So not for me happy memories of the family eating together. The nightmare, but we were awake. Sliced apples and brown sugar. We lived in a large detached house. People thought of us as rich, but actually the money went to my dad. My mum had a small housekeeping allowance. Dad had a drinks, entertainment and dining bill. And he entertained his clients in a posh manor house. We ate brown sugar on toast for tea, sliced up one apple on toast. That too was usual, but not one apple each. Baked beans on toast too, not wrong with that, unless you realize your dad was eating steak. Never really thought about it till later when I heard one of my friend's mums, who was giving me a room when I was homeless, but still at school, called me a poor little rich boy. She, of course, was wrong. I was not rich at all. Recently, I told a friend about this. he said that now would be called child abuse. That's true, but compared to the rest of our lives, it really mattered then a lot less. And that's me, and I'm sorry I'm being miserable, but you know, yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Both poems really, really powerful and from the heart and the soul. Thank you.
I mean, the weird thing is that, not weird, but sometimes you think, have I remembered it wrong? Am I, you know, inventing some of this? But my sister was 8 years older than me. So when I was 12, she was 20. And her fiance, my brother-in-law, was at university and was around 22. And I've asked him about it, and he remembers all this. This was there. This was true. This is remembered.
I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
Mm.
I'm glad you have corroboration. That helps you feel more grounded in that.
I had two amazing friends. Well, I had a breakdown in my 40s, and I had two amazing school friends, and I was having psychotherapeutic counselling, and I phoned them both. They could neither live near. It was a boarding school, and I was telling them all this stuff, and they said, "We knew it. You told us at the time. We've known this all the time." And I'd forgotten. That's what I'd forgotten, was that I told Mike and Charles, you know, and the fact that they knew all the detail of everything that happened was a huge relief to me. Yes. Well, thank you.
I understand the memories come and go and kind of in and out of your understanding of reality.
Yeah. Because you do hear of people who have remembered things wrong, you know. But anyway.
Oh, right, right. That's always a doubt that you're not remembering it correctly. Let's see. Susanne West, thank you. Susanne West.
Hello. I'm just still feeling emotional from Richard's poetry. So thank you, Richard, for being so open and honest. Okay, so this first one is called Moon Child Smiles. I faked smiles and words, feigned contentment. Oh, sorry, feigned containment of my over-the-moon emotions and enthusiasms, tried to look like them, more like wished I looked like them, pretended to be social, chirpy, normal, tried to be the sun, to belong, ashamed of my moon nature. That was then. I have befriended the moon moods. I don't command them to be constant or to change at all. I speak with kindness to my sensitivity, saying no to my parents' voices in my head. You need thicker skin. I walk away from small talk with no guilt, wholeheartedly hide whenever I feel like it, frequently luxuriate in solitude, love the dark, give free rein to the lunar laugh, whenever, wherever. The poems love, moon, me, and come around more than ever before. And this is called When the Icy Tensions Thaw. Tonight, fish slow dance in their dreams after a day of cool, clear, clean calm. No hooks, no screeching parties irritating the lake. The crows, strangely quiet this evening, resting up, I imagine, for tomorrow's raucous performances. Tonight, my granddaughter settles under mommy's wing, and their icy tensions thaw. They move inside night and read the stars. There's a mountain of silence across the lake, suggesting that I look without words, that perhaps the tumultuous waves still roiling in my chest might become this peace. Tonight is an invitation to forget the day's accumulations and losses, enjoy impermanence and freedom. And then a little short one here. No title. Masks are falling away, some ripped off. Lies, secrets, flaming, flying, slithering, crawling out from caves, graves, closets, crypts, cellars, attics, vaults. We are being made through. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful, powerful, raw from the heart. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Amy.
You're so welcome. Is Lucia here? I don't believe she is. Lucia Darmy? Okay. Is Ronald Bremner here? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. Yay. Welcome.
Good to be here. This one's called Shaky Relationship. A shaky relationship chases me through the streets of every town and city I've lived in, and down alleyways I did not know existed, trying to force me to accept the end of democracy as I knew it. I keep trying to resist, but my relationship with faith in my government is shakier than ever and slowly dissipating ever more every day. And I'm going to do a few Senryu. Your sunny smiles eclipsed by the decadent moon that burns in your eyes. 2. Sorrow names today. Why was it you and not us? Where is your justice? 3. You become yourself when you forget your origins and just are. And this one is for a friend of mine who's struggling with dementia. Pieces of a mind swarm like bees around the hive, protecting their queen. 4. When I dream of you, my dreams are stolen away by the jealous dawn. And finally, chilly was the morn. I kissed the lips of the sun. Afternoon smoldered. And I'd like to invite you all to the Brownstone Poets next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll be one of the features, and there is an open mic, so you're all welcome. We'd love to see you. I'll put the information in the chat.
Please do. And thank you. Wonderfully crafted pieces, like sculpture, just wonderful. Thank you. And I missed Richard Spisak before, so now Richard Spisak.
Thank you, my friends. I wanted to mention in a roundabout sort of way, solstice. And I was working with a group of meditation fellows and women, and they asked me to write something to celebrate solstice. So I invite you to follow me, oh my golden bees. It's called Follow Me, My Golden Bees. Up, up, and out of our glowing geometric home, our perfect living comb, to every bee's dream, our theme and gentle fanned rest. Up, up, and out into the sacred sun-drenched garden, where every aromatic flower's face is warmed by your gentle golden touch. See the arcing blessed rays, how each reachy beam buffets with its gentle caress every morning's moment of life's growing flight. How every flower shines and shimmers with that very moment of your warm and generous blessing's heat. How rich the velvet golden fire showers its blessing and casts its spell of warm sympathy, that the dear plants so thirsty drink and endear, moment by moment, into their very fiber and being. Shine on my sparkling silver wings thy embracing warmth, that does guide and bless each and all of earth with its gentle loving breath. Light our way with your warm, buttery blessing, for it's only by thy dancing rainbow light that we find our path illumined across the delirious scented garden, and then diving deep into the very heart of heaven's blossom. Each beating, magnetic moment of your star fire's pulsing embrace thrills our blood with your infinite golden reach. Deep will I dive into each flower's living heart while they dress me and dance me in their sweetness perfume. Your generous bounty on us all below warms us and delights our every moment along our dazzling, bejeweled journey's path, finding our way across the beneficent, beguiling glory, gilded richly with your weighty golden handiwork. Grant us, O golden God, we your busy, buzzing toilers, grant us that sweet sustenance from your scented, intoxicating, and so generous bounty. Diving deep from our arcing, soaring path down into the very deep, flowery center, guided ever by your all-penetrating beams. Each iridescent, beating flower's heart pulses in an intoxicating bounty of amber sweet beads of delirious delight. Cover us in your fine-powered glory as we drink in these pretty flower fountains, nourished ever from your streaming, generous heart. I fairly swoon and sway, so bedecked am I from your amorous, scented embrace. Carry we home our golden booty from the very shining flower heart, back to our dear, sweet, glowing golden home. Deliver we out our charge of grace, pour we out each journey's bounty, lifted from our labors in your scented, so richly flavored fruit, sunbeam guided every flying moment by your intimate and distant reaches' fiery licking power. Our great home, but the geometric factored shadow of your golden glancing bounty. Our innermost strength only flows from your vital power truth. No flowers shine in glory except through your showering glory spent. We return bedecked, rich, and happily burdened by your gracious garden's bounty, so soaring, guided, and gilded by the great sun's powerful blessing. O great and golden sun, whose unblinking power guides and warms our flighty path, and ever richly rains the golden blessing on every garden's shining face. Light, O ever light thou our airy road, and be forever our endless fountain of starry grace. In starfire we live, in starfire we are warmed, in starfire we are fed, in starfire we are ever guided. Thank you so much, my friends. We welcome summer's bounty.
We do. Please unmute. What a delight. What a delight. I'm just thinking if we wanted to share joyous comments. That was
incredible,
amazing.
Rick. That was so good.
I agree. A delightful, delicious journey into the life of a bee. I mean, so intricate. Really well done. Thank you. And now we have Lantern Carrier.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, my friends. The intensity of longing. You have come to me traversing the path of centuries of ignorance, bringing the harmonious melody of the breeze, the fragrant vermilion roses that romantic lovers would offer to their paramours. Until I savored the flavoring of your essence, I never knew that love could be so enchanting. You smile at me, and my soul melts like sugar, lost in an ocean of your ecstatic sweetness. Your moonlit beauty erases the dark caverns in my heart. You give me the impetus to start anew, and I long to look at the shooting stars while lying on your lap. What is this wondrous culinary of you that I taste? It has no earthly seasoning, yet its aroma woos me in trance, even as my gaze becomes transfixed with a joy celestial, my cheeks a scarlet blush from your tender kisses. Your heart has become my temple, a safe space for me to dwell without worrying about the loneliness of the mundane, even as your sparkling rays depict a portal glowing like the moon, one I can walk through safely at nights, a joyful wayfarer on his way home. Your sweet nectar of honey trickles within. I'm held in bemusement with a silent tongue, denied of a language by a bewitching pal. I am full, for the food you give intoxicates. Seasoned with a new kind of wine, it makes me thrice inebriated, and I throb within, warmed by the fire of thy love. Who knew that my inner longing would lead to such intensity of freedom? Now I beg for release so that I can breathe again. Yet it is the absence of breath I feel most intimate and loving. I had been busy playing with ignorance, but now I shed tears in awe of what I have become. There is an inner bewilderment that starves my dreams, and I drink deep of the reality of you and I together, wrapped in the harmony of union. Morning awakes, and I feel your presence, not the fresh black cafe Arabica sin leche, the black coffee without milk that I was once accustomed to, but a fragrant lilac ambience permeating the decor of our surroundings. I open and close my eyes. You're still here. Your knowing smile waltzing with the butterflies in my heart, even as your kiss hugs the indigo heavens to blend this brilliant hue with the breath of thy love. I let go of the shadow of morals, basking in the essence of your being. We become one, longing as intense as the lashing melody of waves, binding our souls together like glue, tailor-made from this seamless love. We speak in silence, and I ask, "O Queen, what is this rhapsody I feel within?" You answer in glee-filled tears, flowing like a river of joy down cheeks of magic. I went to bed a yearning soul, one who had spent many years in search of your unspoken sugarcane juice. Now my longing has harvested the seeds grown from ancient cries of seeking, the blossoming daffodils, an aria to make Solomon blush as the radiant dawn pays homage to their beauty. Waiting was more than worthy, and before you came, I hung on to the red threads of desolation and despair, my thoughts caught in the bitter remorse of yesterdays and the illusionary fears of tomorrows. Now that I have found you, your lips are my wine of endless delight. The price is never right. How I lamented your absence, blamed you for so much of my struggles. Now that you're with me, who cares about past challenges, the steep slopes of the agony of a hungry lover? I wish I was hurt 10 times more to make up for the sweetest ecstasy I feel within. Beloved, you fulfill my culinary needs, and your banquet is more than deserving of an insignificant beggar like me at the stunning gateways of your majesty. You have only to ask, and I will squeeze this heart for you, only to swoon in surrender in the bewitching wonders of thy love divine. Wanton Carrier, thank you.
Exquisite, gorgeous, amazing, inspiring, Lantern Carrier. Wow.
Thank you.
So amazing. Thank you. Thank you. A beautiful journey of romance and love. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Jules Port here? Jules Port? Okay. Henry is not here. Okay. Mona Zamfirescu.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
I have a couple of poems. These are my most recent ones. First one, Doorway. How is it not a circle, the tall reeds that echo the blackbird's mating dance? An eagle soars above Tranquility Ridge, and then another. A cormorant awaits patiently. Its heart beats across the waters. On a nearby tree, the other. The moon rises over velvety hills, almost full, almost perfect. The sun sets into this moment we have, now bent into itself, like the reed, holding the balance of the red-winged. Its mate, the black-winged, circles the waters and me like a brush. My arms strong, I too draw circles in the air, each one a window. No hesitation. Left, right, left, the cadence of my paddle in the wind, round and steady. In the distance, the woods vibrant and dense, pulsing my lungs. In the wake of my flow, the hills point to a doorway I must have passed without knowing. I must have entered its mystery with each pull against the waters. They whisper, first young, then old, then young again, alive, not to be solved, not to be reasoned. The water settles over this riddle. I paddle along the open-ended circle. And the other poem that I just wrote today on a prompt of taking a metaphor and making it literal, right? So this is literally metaphorical. So it's weird, metaphorical. Today, I woke up to smell the roses, climbing the rotten cedar planks, my fence barely holding up. The rusty hinges of the gate proclaim the heaven inside. Nearby on the drying rack, the honeysuckle canopy is taking over, like I was told it would. Suddenly, I noticed I'm surrounded by vines, wisteria and jasmine blossoms. The white hydrangea luscious and full. I want to bring them inside. But what good would that do? Only perennials left. Suddenly I notice how they have taken over, how I let them, and how the house is falling apart like in my nightmares, only slowly, slowly. All gone to pieces, down to the basement. And I don't know of anything but heaven and earth, sweet-scented and dark. The rose blossoms come and go with clockwise precision. Red petals line the path, their fragrance out of the dream where I rebuild my home. I don't know where, I don't know how. Today, I wake up to smell the roses. Thank you.
Beautiful description, so vivid, turns on a dime. turns on the metaphors. Ooh, just wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Joy Johnson.
Yes, I'm here. Here I am. How's everybody doing? So, I have this long poem that I wanted to share. And it is based on, stupidly, because I'm an idiot, Ode on a Grecian Urn by Keats. So there is one little piece in here that mentions a Greek myth, and you know, it's pretty obscure. So I thought maybe I would clue you in if you don't know. Anybody know about the myth of Argus and Hermes and Io and the heifer? One guy, yes, yes, woo! So Argus got hired by Hera to guard Io, and because Zeus, Io was a heifer, a white heifer, if I'm not mistaken. Zeus wanted to have his way with the heifer, but Hera hired Argus to keep an eye on him. As the myth grew, it turned out that Argus had like 1,000 eyes or something like that. And so that at any one time, some of the eyes would be awake to keep an eye on the heifer. Anyway, so Zeus was not happy with that situation. And so he hired Hermes, who was able to cast some sort of spell on Argus and had all of his eyes closed. And then Hermes cut Argus's head off. And then Zeus had his way with the heifer. And then Zeus just went on about his way. And the heifer had to just go on about her way and swim across the Mediterranean and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I swear it's not a big part of the poem, but I thought rather than just leave you totally like going, what the hell? I would go ahead and tell you, okay? Anyway, so like I said, this is called Ode on a Poem, based on Keats's Ode on a Grecian Urn. Thou still unadorned page of Overlook, thou unadopted child as yet unborn, patient scribe, epitome of notebook, with all the memorial import of cairns. What leaves of lines awaiting to be filled with words and rhymes and measuring a heart in porch swings, on desktops, on battlefields, or where? Will foolishness or wisdom arc from my pen towards your emptiness, my id? Will I be understood, admired, abhorred? A poem may turn sweet, but safer yet to let perhaps ambition go unwrit, so that imagination might forget the possibility of cruel regret. Old age, at autumn's desk, thou canst forego the truth of life's words unspoke and unread. How this pump for blood yearns to be discerned, with all its past, its foibles, and its woe. Time to take up the crayon and re-wed forever virgin paper to ink merged. Then how many versions will come to be as scribbling and as arranging unfurl in some vain effort to earn 1 rupee of satisfaction with how the words uncurl. No constancy in sight for a new work, its leaves may indeed drop off and be scrapped. Will I be able to stay with you, oeuvre, until we reach some détente, some benchmark, where we agree rest is worth more than fever over imagined perfection untapped? What is unfolding on these unwound lines? Was this a story about making art, or was it about needing to outline my way to give voice to an aching heart? Where does the story take place, transpire? What scene, what dialogue have I put forth? Or does it matter at all? I haven't painted the picture swell, subscriber. Is it fair that poetry from you would force as much engagement and as much have hurt? No wonder no mystery, no consternation, that we will sometime shrink from this purpose, trotting out emotions, wanting suasion to bring out what wounds were upon Argus, who'd have preferred Hermes had not gone out. This effort might be waste, no promise thou shalt refrain from shrugs or even anger. But old age makes me think on a glottis, insufficiently exercised, sans doute. In truth, there's work and maybe beauty, reader. Thank you.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Joy. Just so well done. So well done as always. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Clive Oseman.
That will be me. Okay, I'm going for something completely different, as I always say. I'm going to do two. The first one is new. Well, I say new. I wrote it on Wednesday, and I have performed it twice and messed it up to varying degrees. So hopefully, I'll do a better job this time. It was written for a prompt of provisions, and the prompt, I've got to be honest, it completely stumped me. But eventually, I wrote something, and what I didn't realise is that my computer's got a bit of a bug and it messed some of the words up. And it seems to think some words were interchangeable. It seemed to think off and on were interchangeable. And it seemed to think in and out were interchangeable, and man and beast. So, you know, sometimes it didn't come out quite as I expected it to. It's called Provisioffs. I went off a mystery tour with the kids, paid for by a GoFundMe page. I was intended to drive from Beastchester to Lowestoft, but unfortunately my car developed a faulty pistoff, so we had to go by rail. We listened to music with our headphones off. I listened to Rack Beatty Man's Sekov piano concerto and some pop classics like Irofic by Alanis Morissette, and older stuff like Sop of a Preacher Beast by Dusty Sproutfield, and To Do Rough Rough by the Crystals. The kids listened to such classics as Say to Soft of Sixpence and Outsy Wopsy Spider. Crunch. What was that? Oh, it was just an onomatopoeia. Anyway, I had no idea where we were going, hence the word mystery. And some people thought I was a bestiac, but I thought it would be wafterful. Would we see Oftario, Origoth, or Sedgapore, maybe Inner Mongolia? I didn't know, other than that we would see the great indoors, so of course I packed enough provisioffs to last us a long time. I had to remember not to give myself a bin of outdigestioff by sconning it all at offs. I didn't take any pickled offy-offs. I thought I may have to be prepared to do some bestial labour, but it would be worth it if we met some sports people, like boxers Mike Tysoff and George Forbeast, golfer Toffee Jacklout, or even skier Fanny Schmeller, whose name doesn't fit the narrative, but it's a great name nevertheless. The whole experience was incredible, until I met the abominable Snow Beast. He left me a laughing, but Tysoff gave me a maul out. Felt like I'd been hit with a tuff of bricks, if I'm honest. So that's the first one. I almost got it right this time. I just made one mistake. So next time, perhaps. Right, my second one is from my new book, Musical Hamsters and Much Bigger Issues, which is officially released next Tuesday, July the 2nd. I'm doing a launch in Swindon at the Beehive on Tuesday the 2nd, and then an online launch on 2 weeks tonight, Saturday the 6th of June, 7:45. So, and this, it's all comedy stuff and surreal stuff, nothing serious in there at all. And it's a mixture of my take on poetry, if you want to call it that, flash fiction, Amazon reviews, letters of complaint, and miscellaneous stuff. And this is a piece of flash fiction called The Trophy Collector. Billy Smith had an impressive array of trophies in his home. It all started when his father, a wealthy handkerchief dealer, bought him a trophy the size of the Eiffel Tower on stilts for finishing second in the school under-10s egg and spoon race, even though he was 15, to stop him being jealous of the family cat winning a Lonsdale belt. Of course, he didn't keep this trophy in his home. It was an embarrassment that his father bought such a grand trophy for finishing second, when the winner only got a packet of sweets and tooth decay. But it had set in motion a need for trophies that had stayed with him ever since. As Larkin so eloquently put it, your parents are idiots, or something like that. Check notes. Billy, at 3'8" tall, with a purple beard that scraped the floor when he was stood up, and ears overflowing with strawberry-coloured wax, didn't stand out in a crowd, and he had a need to be noticed. So he started buying small trophies, telling people he'd won them for various talents. Best catcher in the cricket team he didn't play for, that sort of thing. The accolades grew as he got the hang of it. Now he has so many trophies he doesn't have room for furniture in his tiny one-bed flat, and he sleeps in a large cup, which he won for services to eccentricity. No, he really did win it, in a way. For all his strange ways, Billy was well liked. He was generous and kind, and his neighbours presented it to him on his 40th birthday, just after he had auctioned off his George Cross and donated the proceeds to the cat sanctuary set up by the family pet when it retired from boxing. Encouraged by this act of kindness, he went on to win the World Eccentricity Championship for the next 10 years. But after being strongly challenged for 2 consecutive years by a woman living in a teapot and renting out a spout, he decided to retire from eccentricity and became the governor of the Bank of England. He had no idea what he was doing, so he collected his knighthood 2 years later. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, delightful. So good. Thank you so much, Clive.
Thank you.
Neil Daswani.
Hi, Amy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is my voice coming across okay?
It is.
Thank you. I've got 2 short ones, or 3 really. Actually, all short. In keeping with the theme, sort of solstice. So, the sun never stands still, being the locomotive that pulls a whole solar system. Tilting towards the Milky Way are its carriages of planets, the moons and asteroids traveling in coach. Pluto, having been denied boarding, is no longer the caboose. The sun also turns on itself, not in self-loathing, but in an angular motion bestowed by the soothing kiss of a cooling gas cloud. For us mere mortals on terra firma, especially for all my friends in the north, today the sun will appear at its highest and mightiest up in the noon sky as it announces summer. It appears to be standing still for one very brief moment, so brief you might even miss it. Not in keeping with the theme, and to be deliberately contrarian, sung for the equinox. I doubt the night and day worry too much about the equinox, this twice-a-year happenstance, where they both get to have an equal say. Equal dark and equal light just happen, as naturally as the night slips off the socks of the day, and as smoothly as the day, one sleeve and leg at a time, discards the pajamas of the night, not over worried about dysfunctional sundials or broken water clocks. Perhaps in our hearts and minds, and in our bones and blood, and in our thoughts and deeds, we too, over the course of a lifetime, achieve this sort of natural balance, where on this semi-annual gathering, the angels and devils within us cast their equal umbra and penumbra in the shadowlands of our souls. And I'm just going to close off with a poem in response to the one I think Joy read out. And it's a very short one, but my take on the Argus myth. Here it goes. Behind the shiny portcullis of steel and glass, his gimlet gaze boring into all those who pass, this watchful watchman with the 100 eyes, scanning the land and scouring the blue skies. Each glassy cell, double glazing that fortifies, protects him from the lilt and lure of lullabies that pull up the drawbridge to each separate eye and lull 100-eyed Argus to shut out the sky. Thank you.
Wonderful, both grounded and spiritual. And I love the overarching planetary landscape that you brought to us. It was just beautiful. Appreciate you. Phynne Belle.
Good afternoon. Two poems. The first one's titled Kitchen Witch's Grimoire for Grief and Healing. A tea of lemon balm to seal cracks in my grieving heart. Chew leaf of mint to scrape the taste of tortang talong with achara and steamed rice from my tongue. Rub marjoram oil on chest and inhale aromatic to forget the memory of you singing to our orange tabby as you bustled about our kitchen. In the window, see the family gather around a rickety worn table's humble blessings, transform a threadbare four walls into the chamber of a home's oven-warmed soul. You left us behind, left a notebook of recipes, pages wilting and faded with age. Pain renders hand-scrawled instructions indecipherable. We do not make these same meals in honor of you. I cannot. Your departing spirit cannot stoke the fire we let the chill seep into our lives, steeped neck deep, body inured, inundated, to become deadened below waters. Our mourning makes us of us a bone-cold broth. And then the second one is called Esta Noche Bailamos. Watch the band filter in, boxes unpacked alongside enthusiasm, hellos and back thumps. Hey, Javier, man, it's good to see you here. You playing tonight? Wafts up from above, novice shuffles and hushed voices. Early arrivals well-versed, we of that weekly retinue disperse our numbers across starlit room. Dresses smoothed, dance shoes like satin encased jewels sprung out of their carefully kept pouches. Donned, we wait our turn patiently to swivel each sole meticulously in a down patch of baby powder where a dancer has sugared a corner of the floor. Testing our turns as one foot finds purchase on the floor in one direction, split second, a gorgeous study in opposing right angles of head to waist to limb. Smart snap, forward facing, we slyly check our form in the burnished copper mirror. Trombone flare and conga heartbeat reverie. Bodies have multiplied upon the dance floor, an intimacy we reserve for when the sun relinquishes her watch on the city. Toda aquel piensa que la vida es descuel, tiene que saber que no es así, que la vida. Celia's voice mingles and sings the trumpet brassy revelation, hails the night has only started, ushers alma, the música salsa, from one body into the next. Tempest equatorial storm eye apparition haunts this church tent revival. We worship within the dance frenetic temple. Thank you.
Thank you. So tender and vivid, the home stove, bringing one together the women bringing everyone together, the culture. Wonderful. Thank you. The attention of the dancers. Wonderfully done. Thank you. Is some canto here? I don't believe he is. Finn Hall. We had some others, but they're not here.
Try again. Okay. Hi.
No worries.
I've lost what I was going to read. Bear with me for 2 seconds. I had it all up in front of me too.
Hey, Finn, can I introduce you properly?
If you want.
He's the Beat Poet Laureate of Scotland. He just found out.
Thank you. Right, I'm going to read. I've got them. First page. This is 2 poems. The first 2 poems up my new book, which is called Over 1800 Years in the Making. I'll put the link onto it once I'm done. This first one is called Collector of Words. I am a word collector, a collector of words, from the ones most common to others quite absurd. I put them down on paper and file and jots and notes and lines, and in my thoughts. It's not a haiku, epitaph, or prose. It's my decision for each word goes. Lyrical, sonnet, concrete or ekphrastic, verbal or orally, all of it fantastic. It's not a villanelle, tanka, or rhyme, just a collection of words, sometimes in order and not in other times. Alliteration of literacy, but that is my choice. Limericks and quain, an ode. I think I will pass. It's not quite my voice. Bordering close to the margin, the font doesn't matter. From the first to the last, a ghazal or an epic, 1 line or 2, epigram, acrostic, pen, black or blue. I'm collecting some words. How about you? Sonnet, free, verse or blank. I'm storing the words in a secure word bank. Pantoum and others, write it all down, save it, store it, never ignore it, big up the long ones. Verbose or verboten, I'll not come up short. Some words long forgotten, nouns, adverbs, adjectives and more, pronouns, prepositions, interjections for sure. Stop. Now, I'm just listing. Do I sense offensiveness? Thanks for your support. I'll keep on collecting. I will not abort. I am a word collector, a collector of words. This is a short one called On Editing. It's again about writing, I suppose, on editing. Too many words, I'm told. Why does that have to be? There aren't enough words to go round. The sound of vowels clashing, smashing up the pages in stages, line, paragraphs, sections, rejections of the amount. Do I really have to count them all? That's the point. They are all important. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't have come into existence. But now I have to remove them, displace them, send them to the word graveyard without a memorial stone to mark their passing. Never mind taking the words out of my mouth. You are taking the words out of my life. And that's it. Thank you.
Congratulations again. And wow. Thank you. I love your work collections and your imagery and your rhyme. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now Deborah Burris-Kitchen.
All right, thank you. I'm going to read one and then another one that was published about a year ago just because it's Pride Month. So I wanted to kind of reshare one that's related to that that's not very long. The first one's called Bloodshot Eyes. In tranquil silence, as nature's breath lies still, I wake to find Bloodshot eyes, a haunting reminder that people can be so unkind. The blue moon intrudes through the blinds, a gentle thief of the night. Voices in my head interrupt my nightmare, sending chills down my spine. Unspoken words trigger movement at the fault line. Men swollen with pride arrive, disrupting the earth's tempo out of time. From the tremor, I must flee, seek refuge, hide. As I stand at the crossroads where life and death collide, memories clutch my throat like my mother's pearls, her spirit my guide. Each gem a whisper of love's bittersweet cost. My soul yearns for a tender touch, moments lost. Each glance is veiled in a mirage, a disguise, my reflection a portrait of my bloodshot eyes, darkened, swollen by the passage of time. In the distance a rooster crows, heralding in the sunrise. A soldier kneels, a silent prayer, fearing his demise. Another hero falls, a nameless headstone, marble, white. A mother's tears flow, filling a river of grief in the night. Masters of war deny her solace, leaving a void. She quietly cries as she waits for a son who will never return home. With bloodshot eyes, she carries on, one day, one step at a time. They tell me that revenge tastes so sweet. From where I stand, it reeks of rotten greed. In the devil's game, grip expands, beauty marred, scars, bloodstained hands. Love shattered, passion defiled. Through bloodshot eyes, horrors compile. Eyes dark, swollen by the relentless march of time. At the bar, a lady sits, seeking solace in the haze drinks provide. Drunken men leer with lustful eyes, intentions far from benign. Hungry eyes, craving flesh, heartless and unkind. Misogynistic tremors quake her mind. As the sunrise paints a sky red, wings broken, flight denied. Humanity tarnished, dignity forever cast aside. In the mirror's reflection with bloodshot eyes, she sighs. Love's arrow lands close at my feet, a million tales of love, each bittersweet. Amid the earthquake's aftermath, bodies lie, truth buried neath rubble, neath green tinted skies. Through blinds breached from darkness I rise, through bloodshot eyes clarity arrives. With each heartbeat I promise to climb out of the wreckage, more robust, more prime. Thank you. And then the other one's called Britain, and this is just kind of a celebration, like I said, of Pride Month. I am a swan sacred to Aphrodite and Apollo. I am a chameleon shedding my old skin for new. I am artistry like a Madagascan sunset moth, scattering light off my reflective wings as I fly. I am delicate like a fine crystal. Don't shatter me with your seismic wrath. I am humble. Your vile words could destroy my aura of exquisiteness. Who I am fits me like fine leather seats in an imported sports car. I am picturesque. I am love. Your hate is more venomous than an inland taipan snake. Your poison is more powerful enough to kill 100 of me. You strike with potency as you are determined to control my body. I am a breathtaking patrol of everything that enrages the transphobic, but I am resilient like an emperor penguin. I can endure Arctic temperatures at 40 below zero. I am resilient like a camel. I can survive the heat at over 140 degrees. So freeze me with your icy stare. Set me on fire with that torch you carry, but you will never invalidate me. You bury your head in your Bible, highlighting scriptures you can use to legitimize the violence you commit against me. You hide behind your cross as you persecute me, but in the end, your body will be discarded into the fiery furnace of hell. For mine is a loving God who embraces me while I fight to escape the body I have been imprisoned erroneously. Your maltreatment of me has infuriated him. Take a good long look at me. I am beautiful, strong, and powerful because I walk proud and tall next to him. You will never break me. I am at peace with who I am meant to be. Thank you for letting me share those. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's personal and raw and powerful and empowering. Great images, great metaphors. Thank you. Okay, now we have Linda Wlodyka, is that right? Wlodyka?
Yeah, that's correct. You can say Wlodyka or Lodika. It's pronounced different ways. Yeah. So
thank you.
I was happy to be here. I don't know. I've been here since I had my book published. I think so. It was published in 2023 If Brambles Were Bookends. And I'm going to read, it's a collected poetry, so there's several poems. I'm going to read a short one from that, and then a newer one, probably a couple months old, but I've been, tediously editing it, and had people look at it and edit it again. So it's a different version of the original. I'll start out with Placebo. Inside all this want, a cure. Remain silent, feel ill-disposed, admit risk, then flourish. The fact of the matter is, what you swallow ends up as the end result. Warranted or not, the placebo inside you yearns to be authenticated like a void filled. And this one's been submitted to the International and National Beat Association's yearly Beat Poetry Anthology. So if it's submitted, usually it gets printed. So we'll see. We pivot. We pivot, scrape the scarred pavement, not the same as scoring one's initials in a tree's bark or spraying graffiti on buildings. Instead, imprinting words in wet beach sand. High tide's undertow washes message away. Mermaids camouflage amidst kelp and coral, while conches and octopi coexist. Squid send out their identity as an ink stain. Once dispersed, only clear water remains. We pivot, scrape the grass and dandelion leaves under our soles as if shoes mattered at all. Our footprints, like initials whittled in wood, become weathered, smoothed. Over time, our identities fade away. At the end of our days, what we did say is history, like the shards from an ancient bowl, dusty, yet preserved in the earth's layers, leaves us left to wonder who has supped from its remains. Poets will shed their dripping tears, their beliefs on paper akin to ancient hieroglyphics. What is there to say when we fear our message will become dormant? Will we lie down, turn eyes to sky, and embrace the final pivot? Thank you.
That was wonderful. I love your voice and your terseness. It's all in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And now we have Nayma Chamchoun. Did I say that correctly? Oh, good. Thank you.
Right, I'm going to share a couple of pieces from my book, Saging Not Aging. I'll share the link in the chat. First poem, Ties. Hospital visits with a distant parent. How I wish we could talk jokingly, tenderly, intimately, lovingly, but those seeds were never planted, and our expressions are taught. Yet, muted love is in visits enacted as our frayed ties become apparent. Will you recall this visit? After I'm gone, we did not speak of anything memorable, small talk to fill the discomfort, a show, sympathy and support. The words swallowed up by the air, a muddled mind's preamble, an obligatory, heavy-hearted care. Will I recall this visit after you've gone? Thank you. And the second piece. Exposure. Walking in the rain. The assault outside, easier to bear than the downpour inside. I picture the cannon placed carefully on the table as you jumped fearfully when anyone dared touch it. How you fussed and cleaned it, gazing at the room through a lens, its threadbare black strap drooping down. Untold times, staring into its ridged eye. An age packed and captured in HD clarity. How strange that something so small could hold a myriad of enthrall, patchwork places and emotion, a coffeteer preservation of elation, a second-hand buy, snatching cheeses, focused as your eye picks with expertise the whole story, seen through photographic recall, the whir of a picture taken clicks and stalls, insatiably drinking in the rays, dancing tendrils of light, particles of moon dust carried on light to form sight, like dying galaxies thronging into a black hole, the eye guiding them to a single point. The shutter tolls, the cosmos embraced eternally in imagery, shining, sparkling, gleaming, films facsimile. The gallery plays the occasions the heart can't forget. Collected happiness, settled sadness, like undisturbed dust. Bronze skins and goofy grins, haunting the sepulchre like of the recycle bin. Transient images filtering through vision's memory, where there is no delete, resurfacing perpetually. Still, your canon sits on the table as March showers, waiting for spring scenery to saturate the hours. Thank you.
You've cast me virtually speechless. So tense. The hospital room, I can so relate to that. So the density of the air around your words, like, oh, it's just wonderful. Thank you. I didn't describe that very well, but thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Now we have Generalissimo Bryan Franco.
Thank you very much, Amy. I'll do two people. The first I just wrote this afternoon in tumble words. Let's see if I can find it right here. This is it. It's called Why Me and Mr. Bubble Are Best Buddies. There is an imaginary threshold when adults rediscover baths. We learn that showers are more efficient for cleaning the daily muck, mire, blood, sweat, and tears of daily life. But the solo adult bath is about solitude. It is about sinking into warm, bordering on hot water, often with Mr. Bubble or Dead Sea salt or some sort of herbal bath bomb. The water infuses said bombs into the steam, perfuming the air of the bather, who just lies there and escapes everything in their life for the amount of time they spend in the tub. There's something therapeutic about the noise of the draining bathtub that doesn't necessarily mimic nature, but feels as if it does, due to the recent psychological escape room that didn't require solving riddles and word games. The bather's skin feels luxurious as the bathroom air surrounds their body. Then they shower away the residue of the bath to return to life with a cleaner perspective. And I wrote this piece yesterday. Where is it? That writing a poem after a relatively productive trip to the farmer's market. Sitting on a bench on a balmy, breezy day, I wipe sweat from my forehead with a paper towel I got from one of the vendors at the farmer's market. I bought fresh dill and curly parsley. I'll mix with paper-thin sliced mini cukes, mini zooks, and radishes into creamy goat cheese for an incredible bagel spread, peppered with a dash of white pepper and lime zest and finely chopped pickled sushi ginger. I bought a kohlrabi with thick leaves rising from its base that mimic collards. I think I'll make a slaw with the kohlrabi leaves and stems, with red onion and thinly sliced skinny carrots, dressed with my signature whole grain mustard, coconut cream, and tamarind dressing, which also makes for a terrific sando spread. I'll cut the kohlrabi in wedges, spray the cut edges with Chinese black vinegar, and sprinkle on a mix of nutritional yeast, hemp hearts, ground coriander seed, cardamom, and allspice, then bake them till the top edge is charred. I'll toast a sesame bagel, spread some veggie herb spread on both sides, then top one with an over-hard egg and the other with a blackened portobello I roasted last night and is impatiently waiting to be eaten in a Tupperware in the fridge. All that in a small side of roasted kohlrabi and slaw make for a yummy, healthy brunch. When you skip breakfast, the first meal of the day is always brunch. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryan. Luscious bath and delicious recipes. Just awesome detail. Thank you so much for being here. And now we have Lesley Constable.
Hi, everyone. So good to be here. I think I'm only going to read one. It's a little bit longish, maybe. This one's called The Snows of August. In August, I dream of snow. It is not only me. We dream together the dreams of great heights, silence, stillness, and the moon. There's a darkness in August, the long shadow of summer and the heat, the heat, the heat. Who will remember this time for us? Who will remember? If I dance in your moonlight, my shadow will become the midnight breeze that ruffles your hair. If you sleep, my love, if you sleep. The trees know you, as do I, and guard you as you dream, their branches dancing and dancing, as do I, in the moonlight. Dance with me tonight, my love. How is it from your perch, from your loft, from your distance that you are from me? What do you see from those dizzying reaches? It is not just the snow in August on the roofs. It is something else, something yet to be known that I must trust, even though I cannot see it, cannot imagine it, cannot know it, and maybe never will. I must trust that I will. I must trust or not, or perhaps just simply be, just simply be. Your secrets are the private well of your soul sleeping deep and undisturbed. How quiet I am, as only God knows and no other. How quiet I am. I will not wake them, nor shake them, nor talk too loud. They are that they sleep, their secrets, and they shall. Wet, seeping through to the inside to rain on us like tears, the snows of August of our dream roof. Crying on us, weeping all night while we dream. I feel the cold, but it is not suffering, this rain. It is a blessing. It is our blessing. It is our life. It is life. Dream blindness, dream clarity or madness, How much can we see from this great height, this maddening, sublime, frightening precipice of this dream? Holding on to the side of our cliff in the little house of August with snow on the roof, holding on to the improbable, the impossible, dizzying architecture of our dreams, yet we do hold on, and we are afraid, and are not afraid at the same time. The architecture only of our God or our demons, crazy structures that we manifest yet do not know. The ocean of private madness in which we all swim, the glimpse of what it was before we were and what it will be when we are not. Practicing our death each night, we are afraid without fear. Surely this is God or our guardian angel taking care of us while we sleep. This is what we are here to learn. I am weeping with the rains, saturated and numb from the cold and want and want. What is it that I want now? Now, always. I have so much. How can I be dissatisfied? Yet I am. I will know certainly sometime, but maybe not now. Desire? I'm human. I'm deeply flawed, full but empty. Always the gnawing, the insistent gnawing, the knowing of nothingness from the inside out, and still the unknowing remnants of fear. I am here to learn. That's all for me. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Such a wonderful spiritual journey. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Anyone else like to read? Did I miss anyone? Are we good? Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys a choice. I brought two poems. One's about that human nature and one's about like nature. So one it's a bit dark and the other one's a bit light. So and they're both a bit long.
Both.
Dark.
Read them both. You get 2 poems too.
Yes.
Okay.
both.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. The first one is called Looking for Superman. I am the orifice. Like driftwood, I fall into the water, float slowly with currents downstream. Can't differentiate. Let me start again. Looking for Superman. I am the orifice. Like driftwood, I fall into the water, float slowly with currents downstream. Can't differentiate dreams from memories, from reality. One day I leaned too hard on a wall in Machu Picchu, straining for sane places to be, inside and out. I meditated, prayed, visualized landscapes soothing to my soul, my inner eyes. I imagined the stones warm in the sun, massive and grounded, sank into their warmth, leaned in hard. The next afternoon on the evening news, the reporter said several stones have fallen from Machu Picchu down into the deep canyons for the first time. Her costume jewelry beads lost their ability to hold it together, falling and bouncing apart in all directions. Eventually, like the smartphones, the batteries lost their spice, lithium from Congo, leaving everyone separate, bouncing all around, needing the juice of interconnection. Moments of reflection in the nightclub bathrooms. I'm drunk. It's fun. What am I doing here? Stickers and graffiti worthy of photography, blank pages on standby. Club 688 in the 80s in Atlanta was white walls with black Sharpie doodles, lines, numbers, and signs of the times. Wars have me speechless. Looking for Superman, the Antichrist is here. There is no clean cut to this complexity. The dissection is never complete. The search for peace. The forest, the jungle, ocean, they are mysterious to man, not woman, pulled monthly by the moon. He calls them untamed and tries to control nature. She responds with inexplicable tornadoes, storms of hot and cold fronts fighting for the upper hand. Without respect for God's creation, destroying what they want, no respect for man's creations, why not wish for the elevation to heaven? You're squandering what's left with wild abandon. What is your spirituality made of anymore? How do you sleep at night despising the world so much? A dog barks at nothing. To hear her voice echo back, you say, she's barking at injustice, barking at the void of the unknown. This is me surrendering, arms wide open with wings I do not have. Hit me. I'll do my best to cope. And the second one is more bright and light about the nature, natural magic. The magic of summer in early June. At dusk, birds chatter with each other across the tops of trees. We're just beginning to see growth in the garden. It will be exponential. Fireflies alight from their hiding places, bring fairy dust to the foreground of night. Enter my dream retina. What is to be remembered of this night? We ascend steps of the subconscious as we fall asleep. Night resurfaces like an ocean of silvery fish. Your imagination is real as dreams. It is the same thing. It's not a video game. It's an AK-15. We can dream better than that. Remember to smile even with dark humor. A smile still lights up the world. God is a feeling of spirit inside. God is a community with others. Angles of wind vent the bending trees. Golden leaves fall in the breeze like cherry blossom petals. Creamy magnolia blossoms celebrate the sky, shedding petals. Now it's June, a blushing bride. Now it's mid-June, and where does all the time go? The few early bees are the only bees for now. 3 goldfinches arrive to the first sunflower, then chirp back hello on the telephone wire above us. As I click my tongue, they nod back respect. I welcome them to our oasis of flowers. When we began, we were bugs in a pond, ever vigilant, but playing with the surface. It is the time of crisp daisies, dark pink coneflowers facing up to the sun, second flush of scented, luscious roses. Daylilies rush to be in just one day. Green jade bones are fragile, aching all over, but having a day. Wait for fatigue to pass each morning, then go outside to play. When the mosquitoes got so bad in the summer in the 1960s, we'd have to stop playing, call us all inside while they sprayed DEET on our suburban street. Jimi Hendrix's Voodoo Child was background noise to the poison. Now chemicals superfluous in the air. To be like a rose, simply open, flamboyant, fabulous, innocent, all to attract you to her center. She's only there to trade nectar for pollen with you. Nature, life, some kind of master class on every level. Every day that dawns, a fresh start to breathe, learn, grow. My heart, my body, aching, bruised, healed, and soothed by this very natural magic of summer. Thank you. All the feels. Thank you. Oh, thank you all for being here. This has been such a fabulous afternoon, evening, day, wherever you are. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Ike.
Amy.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
Linda.
And
Thank
your
you,
poems,
Amy.
Sven.
your poems are so evocative and touching, you know. I mean,
Mhm.
in a very kind of spiritual way. So
I appreciate
yeah,
that. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ike.
Ike.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ike.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
good day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for being here.